Sweetheart, now you must leave me, sweetheart. It's time to give me one last kiss to dream of in my dreams tonight. We must part for a while, dear. Say good night with a smile, dear. One last smile to dream of in my dreams tonight. I dread each separation, lonely the whole night through. Only this consolation, maybe I'll dream of you. Sweetheart, now you must leave me, sweetheart. It's time to give me one last kiss to dream of in my dreams tonight.
Yes, he's so musical as Mr. Bowley. Beautiful lyrical singing from way back when. Sweetheart in My Dreams, name of the track. This is vk3sl test missions on 160, and a reminder that at 9:30 tonight on 147.475 megahertz, Chris will be having his missions. He's also doing a Corona special every Saturday night, and they are not to be missed. They're fantastic. Great education, not impulsive meanderings like this. They are something with substance. Anyhow, we have a record on the platter which sort of caught my attention last night. In fact, I played it on last night's missions, and it's just one of those call to arms discs from way back. What's it called? Calling the Workers. Yes, Comrades Unite. Let's have a listen to Albert Coates and his orchestra, VK3SL. Yes, light music with an Elgarian tinge to it. Albert Coates and the orchestra, and that was on an old Columbia. Well, I'm going to cut to the chase now and put on an OTR segment, after which we will have a replay, or at least a part of a replay of last night's program. So, for the next 27 minutes, let's have a listen to another episode of D24. From 3DB, this is vk3sl testing.
The Victoria Police Force presents D24. From the files of the Victoria Police, for the first time come these true stories of unceasing war against crime, of day and night vigilance that protects our life and our property, and of the nerve center of the Police Information Bureau, D24.
D24 calling all cars and stations. The following man is urgently wanted for questioning in connection with assault and robbery. Name, John Wood. John Wood. Here is his description.
This is the true story of the men who wouldn't learn. This is a true story from the files of the Victoria Police. Only names, place names, and dates have been altered. John Wood had an aversion to work, honest work anyway. But he liked to eat well and to dress well, and these things call for money. And so at an early age, he developed the habit of helping himself to other people's money, or property that he could turn into money. And if these activities aroused any opposition from his victims, he didn't hesitate to take what he wanted by the use of violence. And so he was well known to the police and made quite frequent appearances in the law courts. But John Wood just couldn't accept the fact that a life of crime means long years behind bars. He preferred to take the risks involved and spend what little freedom he had on race courses and in billiard saloons. Our story begins on Melbourne Cup Day, 1936. The average punter hadn't had a very successful day, but Maxwell Groves was feeling extremely pleased with himself. He'd collected a lot of money on the Cup winner. After the races, he drove into the city and decided to have some dinner in a Burke Street cafe. And it was here that he struck up an acquaintance with John Wood.
Did you go out to the Cup today?
No. Too many people for my liking. All the once-a-year mugs in Melbourne go out on Cup Day.
Yeah, I'll say they do. Still, it's worth the trouble for me.
Showed a profit, did you?
Ah, a few quid.
Good on you.
Only a bit back off what the books owe me, though.
Yeah. You can't toss 'em.
You know, if I'd known I was going to win, I'd have fixed up a party or something for the night. As it is, I'm at a loose end.
Me too. Do you play snooker?
I like a game now and again.
We could get a game tonight if you like.
Oh, that'll do me.
Only for $1 on the price of the game, mind you. I don't play for big dough.
Suits me. I don't know enough about it.
Sure, you won't have much trouble beating me. So, let's just make it a friendly game, eh?
Yeah, that's what I like. A friendly game.
Makes it 43 each, Max. All depends on the black ball.
You haven't left me a very easy shot.
You can do it, son, if you set your mind to it. Just make it fair, square in the middle, and down she'll go.
Oh, here's hoping anyway. Missed by a yard.
Bad luck.
I've left it right over the pocket for you, too. That's the third game you've won.
Wait till I pot it.
You'll pot it all right.
Well, here goes. Got it.
You're far too good for me.
Want another game?
No, thanks. Time I was getting along. There's the 15 bob I owe you. Yeah. Now, all I've got to do is to pay for the game. Where's the marker?
Oh, just over there.
Ah, good. How much do I owe you, mate?
3 bob.
Can you change a pound?
I think so.
Here you are, then.
Crikey. That's a decent roll you got there, sport.
Well, I told you I backed the winner today, didn't I?
You said a few quid. You got hundreds there.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's your change. 17 bob.
Ah, thanks. Oh, see you some other time.
Yeah. Cheerio. Which way are you going now, Max?
Caulfield.
By car?
Yeah? Want a ride?
Yeah. I live in Paran. Can you go that way?
Well, why not? It's not out of me way. And come on, the car's parked in Queen Street.
That's my place. The one with the brown fence.
Ah, okay.
Thanks, pal.
Oh, that's all right. You know, we ought to have another game sometime.
Yeah, we should. Well, you know where you can get me.
But you'll have to give me a start next time.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Hey, you've left your parcel behind.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a bottle of scotch, too.
Here you are.
Oh, thanks again. Well, I'll be seeing you.
Yeah, good night.
Good night. Hey, wait a minute, Max.
Why, what's wrong?
Your front near side tyre. Flat as a pancake.
What?
Yeah, you must have stopped on a nail or something. Hey, stick your head out of the window and see for yourself.
Yeah, I will. Front tyre, you said?
That's right, look. Down there. And at the same time, get this.
Ah! 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 Ah!
And one more for luck. Ah! Bug. Fancy falling for that old gag. And now, sport, before you wake up, I'll help myself to that wallet of yours.
John Wood was up to his old tricks again, and using the broken bottle inflicted terrible injuries to Max Grove's head. The first the police knew about the attack was when a woman rang D24 and informed them that a man was lying unconscious near a car in Commercial Road, Prahran. The mobile patrol took Groves to hospital and then started their search for the offender. But they made no headway at all for several days. Then another call came through to D24.
Hello. D24?
Yes? Who's calling?
That doesn't matter. But I'm ringing about that fellow that was bashed up in Prahran on Tuesday night. Maxwell Groves.
Yes?
I saw Groves on Tuesday night with another man
Where?
at the Apex Billiard Saloon in Collins Street.
Who was the man with Groves?
I don't know. Goodbye.
Hello? Hello? Hung up on me.
Detective Sergeant Long?
D24 here, Sergeant. I've had an anonymous call about the attack on Maxwell Groves.
Huh?
Whoever it was said that Groves was at the Apex Billiard Saloon in Collins Street on Tuesday night with another man.
The Apex?
Yes.
Any details?
No, that's all he'd tell me. Then he rang off.
All right, thanks, D24. We'll go around right away and see what we can find at the Apex.
Were you
the marker on duty here last Tuesday night?
Oh, that's right.
Can you remember any of your customers that night?
Oh, that's a pretty tough one.
I know, but it's important. You've only got 6 tables here. Try to remember who was playing on each one.
Oh. Well, now, Tuesday night.
And that was cup night.
Yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, it was a quiet sort of night. Only about 3 of the tables being used for most of the time. I was playing myself on this one here. Old Ted Farrow and Jim Roberts had number 2. And there was a bloke who only comes in now and again on number 3. He had a stranger with him.
Well, that sounds more like it.
But I don't know their names.
Not even the one who comes in now and again?
Nah.
Well, have you seen him often enough to describe him to us?
Well, I could try.
Good. Then go right ahead.
The marker's description was a good one.
vk3sl.
Back at Russell Street, the detectives checked their comprehensive files. By a process of elimination, they narrowed down the suspects to 5. The next step was to check on the movements of the 5 men. And as they knew the offender was a frequenter of billiard saloons, they checked these too. And it was in a billiard saloon that they came upon one of the suspects they were looking for, John Wood.
Where were you on Tuesday night, Wood?
Well, it's none of your business, but I was at home in bed.
That coat you're wearing looks as though it's blood-stained to me.
Well, if it is.
How'd the blood get on your coat?
My nose was bleeding.
When?
Oh, the other day. Now, go away and leave me alone.
Now, just a minute. Can you prove you're at home and in bed on Tuesday night?
No, I can't. Anyway, why should I?
We're investigating an assault and robbery on a man named Groves at Paran on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I read about it, but that's all I know.
You answered the description of the man who was seen with Groves on the night he was attacked.
Oh, so you're trying to pin it on me?
No, we're not.
Oh, yes, you are. And I'm not saying anything else, see? I didn't do it, and that's all about it.
I think we'll have to ask you to take part in an identification parade.
Do what you like.
Let's get along, then.
All right. I'll come. But I warn you, if you charge me, I'll get even with you if it takes me all my life to do it.
Both Maxwell Groves and the billiards room marker who'd seen the 2 men together had no difficulty in identifying Wood. And despite his threats, he was charged with assault and robbery. But this was by no means the end of his criminal career, as we'll tell you in a few minutes when we continue this true story from the files of the Victoria Police. This is a true story from the files of the Victoria Police. Only names, place names, and dates have been altered. John Wood was charged with assaulting and robbing Maxwell Groves. Taken to court, he was found guilty and sentenced to 5 years hard labor and a flogging. For most men, that would be sufficient, but not for Wood. Once released from jail, he was back to his old haunts and habits, and more than once, he again saw the inside of jails. The war began and ended. Wood still didn't believe in working for a living, and it was in a Chinese cafe in Burke Street in 1948 that he saw an opportunity for some easy money.
Yeah, you say you and your wife had just been married, eh?
Yes, we're over here from Adelaide on our honeymoon.
Know Melbourne well?
Hardly at all, do we, darling?
No, I've never been here before. Seems nice.
It's not such a bad town. Bit slow, of course, but that'll do me.
Have you always lived here?
Yeah, I got a place in Carlton. Hey, look here, as you're strangers to Melbourne, why not come out to my place tonight?
Oh, no, we couldn't.
Oh, it's very good of you.
Oh, my wife would make you feel at home. And anyway, there are a couple of others coming in for a few drinks, so why not be in it?
Well, I really don't think we should.
What, you got something else on?
No, but
Then why not come?
because, well, we don't even know your name.
Oh, we can soon fix that. I'm Mike Jeffries. Hey, what's your name?
Vic Bradley.
Glad to know you, Vic.
And the wife's name's Jane.
Well, what about it, Jane?
Well, it's very nice of you to ask.
No trouble. The house is there. We got plenty to drink. We always like to have a few friends in the place.
What do you say, Vic?
Well, after all, why not? We're over here to have a good time, and if Mike's willing to give it to us, we should be mighty grateful to him.
That's the idea. Then let's finish tea and then off we go to the party.
John Wood was right when he said there'd be plenty to drink at his place. That was hardly surprising, as his Carlton home was also a well-known sly grog shop. The newlywed Bradleys found that the party consisted only of John Wood, whom they knew as Mike Jeffries, his wife, and another man named Bill. But Mike seemed to be a generous host, and they thoroughly enjoyed the early part of the evening. Jean Bradley's first moment of uneasiness came when Mike stopped her in the front hall.
Well, aren't you glad you came after all, Jean?
Yes. Yes, of course, Mark.
You know, I envy that husband of yours.
What about?
Oh, what do you think? You, of course.
Now, Mike!
But I do envy him. I do. I wish I was on my honeymoon.
Mark, get me another drink, will you?
Sure. I'll get you another drink. But first, I'm gonna tell you, I think you're wonderful. Beautiful and wonderful.
Well, you really mustn't go on like that.
But Vic's not listening.
That doesn't matter.
Besides, all women like to be told they're beautiful, don't they? Now, don't they?
I think we'll have to be going, Mark.
Going? But why? Don't you like me party?
We've had a lovely time.
What if I say you can't go?
Don't be silly.
That's not silly. Come here.
Please let go my arm.
No.
Oh, Mike, don't do that.
Hey, what's going on around here?
Vic, it's time we went.
Oh, I've been trying to persuade your wife to stay a bit longer, Vic. The party's just beginning.
I'm tired, Vic. Let's go.
Yeah, of course, if you want to.
Now, wait a minute, both of you.
Eh?
No one's leaving here till I say the word.
Steady on, Mike, old son.
Don't you old son me. You're not going, I tell you.
You've had too much to drink.
Don't you believe it. I'm as sober as you are.
Well, then what's come over you?
Oh, Vic, don't stand here arguing. Let's go.
Yeah, I think we'd better. Good night, Mike.
Just a minute, mug. How about putting in for all the beer you and your wife are drunk?
Yeah, all right. Only got this £5 note.
That'll do. For a start.
Hey, I want some change.
Oh, you do you? You want some change? All right, you come with me and we'll get it.
No, Vic, don't bother about change.
He's not going to get away with a fiver.
Come on, then.
I wish you wouldn't, Vic.
I can look after myself. You wait here for me.
Just in here.
What's the big idea?
Hello, Bill. You've met Vic, haven't you?
Yeah.
Vic, give me a fiver for all the beer they've drunk tonight, and he wants some change. What do you know about that?
He's a mug.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too.
Now, look here, I've had this. Give me the money or...
Oh, what?
Will I do him over?
No, leading to me.
So that's it, is it?
You catch on quick, sport. Now, let's have the rest of your dough.
There's no more.
So you're on your honeymoon with only a fiver in your pocket, are you?
Yeah.
I don't think.
Let me at the mug.
No! You just get between him and the door. Now, one more chance. Give us the dough.
I haven't got any.
All right, try this for size. Well, change your mind?
No.
Stubborn, aren't you? Give us that bottle, Bill.
Yeah.
Thanks. Now, I'm not gonna mess about with you any longer.
You dirty, rotten coward.
Give over the money.
Not on your life.
Right, and you're fired. Right. Cut it out with you. You're tough, but this'll fix you.
You, John, that settled him.
Serves the mug right. Now, you grab all his dough, Bill.
What are you gonna do?
This bloke's got a mighty pretty wife. Now he's out of the way. What do you think I'm gonna do? Hello, Jane.
What? Where's Vic?
Vic's busy.
What have you done to him?
We had a little argument. He's got a sore head.
You devil! Let me go to him!
Not so fast.
Vic! Vic!
He can't hear you. He's out cold.
Let me go! Let me go!
Struggle as much as you like. You'll get tired before I will.
No! No! No!
But I don't like screaming women, so shut up! Now, that's much better.
Vic! Oh, Vic!
Ah, forget Vic, will you? He can't help you. So you may as well be nice to me.
Oh, no! No!
What's the use of arguing?
I've got to get away.
You can't get away till I say so, so make up your mind to that.
While her husband lay unconscious in another part of the house, the young bride was brutally assaulted by Wood, who then took what money she had and left the house. When she recovered sufficiently, Jean went in search of her husband and later took him to hospital, where he was found to be badly wounded about the head as the result of blows from Wood's favorite weapon, a broken bottle. A little while later, she tried to give detectives what little information she had.
He said his name was Mark Jeffries.
Yes, Mrs. Bradley. But you don't know the address of the house?
No. I should have taken notice of it, but I was too worried about Vic.
Yes, of course. But at least we know it was somewhere in Carlton.
Yes, but I'm from Adelaide and I've never been to Carlton before. When it was at night, I'm sure I'd never find the house again.
Just try to think. Try to think of anything you saw or heard when you were there. Or on the way there.
No, there's nothing I can remember.
Yeah, that's a pity.
But wouldn't you be able to find out where a man named Mark Jeffries lives?
Oh, yes, we could, but something tells me that Mike Jeffries isn't his real name.
Oh.
We'll check it, of course, but I have my doubts. Mike Jeffries just doesn't ring a bell with me at all.
A bell?
Eh?
You said something about a bell. There was a bell last night. A fire bell.
Yeah?
I remember now. I said something about it to this Mike, and he said there was a fire station just a few hundred yards up the street.
Now we're getting somewhere. So we want a house in the street in Carlton where the fire station is. Come on, Mrs. Bradley, we'll jump into a car, and we'll see if you can point out the house for us.
And Mrs. Bradley did point out the house. So the detectives now knew the real name of the offender. They also found ample evidence of the struggle in the house. But of course John Wood had vanished. And so the radio call went out.
D24, calling all cars and stations. The following man is urgently wanted for questioning in connection with assault and robbery. John Wood, age 40 years, height 6 feet, weight 15 stone, brown eyes, dark hair. Last seen wearing dark grey suit, blue striped shirt, black shoes.
And at the same time, police guarded all railway stations and the Essendon airport. And early the next morning, All passengers on Flight 723 for Sydney, please go on board. Your Skymaster airliner is now ready for departure. Please show your seat checks to the hostess.
All passengers checked in, Mr. Thomas?
Oh, but one, Sergeant. Don't be hurries. A couple of minutes late now.
What's his name?
Anderson. H. Anderson. Hello. This could be him rushing in the door now.
That's not Anderson. That's John Wood, the man I'm looking for.
No.
Just carry on as though there was nothing unusual.
Am I too late to catch the Sydney plane?
Well, sir,
You're not too late, my friend, but it's going without you.
What?
Police here, Wood.
You're making a mistake. My name's Anderson.
Your name's John Wood, and you're coming along with me for questioning at Russell Street.
Not me. Now, look here, I know you're only doing your duty, but my name's Anderson. I booked to go on this plane a week ago. Ask the clerk.
That right, Mr. Thomas?
Yes. Yes, it is.
So now, will you please let me catch that plane?
No. You may have booked a week ago, but your name's John Wood, and you're wanted for questioning. Sorry if we've delayed the plane, Mr. Thomas.
Can we take off now?
Certainly, but don't forget to let the hostess know that the plane will be carrying one passenger less.
This time, the court was not so lenient with John Wood, and he was in fact sentenced to death for the attack on Jean Bradley. Later, this was commuted to a long term in prison. His companion Bill was also sent to jail. John Wood just wouldn't learn that his behavior would certainly lead him back to jail. A modern, highly trained and efficient police force such as ours sees to it that the lot of the criminal is a hard one. And John Wood must surely realize by now that the life he chose doesn't pay dividends. Let us determine to always help our police whenever and wherever possible. Only then will our lives and our property be safe. Only names, place names, and dates were altered in this true story. It was dramatized from the files of the Victoria Police by Roland Strong, who now says goodbye until the same time next week, when there'll be another true story in this series, D24, which is brought to you by the Victoria Police Force and produced in the studios of Hector Crawford Productions by Dorothy Crawford.
That was D24. Mr. Strong, and that's one of our, I think that's one of the last in the series. We might have a couple more we can shortlist for next week, but all pretty harrowing stories, but with a local interest. Well, shortly we will have we'll revisit last night's, or part of last night's missions, and we'll replay a section where we invite Frank and Mr. H as well into the fold, and we have a discussion about this remarkable young musician, Jacob Collier, who has inspired a whole generation of people to find new ways of expressing themselves using vocalization and harmonic layering and self-home production. It's one of those great success stories and a true living legend, really. So we'll start off, I think, before switching across to one of Jacob Collier's early recordings, something he made himself at home using his Logic Pro software, and this sort of really extols the virtues of his remarkable prowess and talent. vk3sl testing.
You got me on the go, fascinating rhythm. I'm on a quiver. Bop, bop, bop. What a mess you're making. The neighbors want to know why I'm always shaking, just like a flivver. Each morning I get up with a song to find out night no work has been done. I know that once it didn't matter, but now you do it when you stop. I'm so unhappy. I'm so unhappy. Won't you take day off? Decide to run along somewhere far away up or make it snappy. Oh, how I long to be the man that I used to be. Fascinating rhythm. Oh, won't you stop taking on me? Please stop digging now. Fascinating rhythm. You got me on the go. Fascinating rhythm. I'm on a quiver. What makes you make it? The neighbors want to know why I'm always shaking, just like a flivver. Each morning I get up with a sun to find out. I know what to find out. No work's been done. I know it didn't matter, but now you do it when you think about it. So I know you do it wrong. You stop to find it. You know I'm so unhappy. Oh, how I long to be the man that used to be. Fascinating rhythm. I don't stop. Bop, do, bop, 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 do, bop, do, bop, do, do. It's such a fascinating rhythm. All together now. Stop it. I want you to let me say yeah. Don't you stop it. Let me say yeah. Don't you stop it. I want you to let me say yeah. Stop it. Let me say yeah. Don't you stop it. Let me say yeah. Don't you stop it. Let me say yeah. Don't you stop it. Let me say yeah. Let me hear you say. Fascinating rhythm, you got me on the go. Fascinating rhythm, I'm on a quiver. Bop, bop, bop. What a mess you're making. The neighbors want to know why I'm always shaking, just like a flivver, like a flivver. Each morning I hop with the sun, wake up with the song. And I know work has been done. I know work has been done. Oh, that's it. Is a test transmission. vk3sl. Won't you take it down? So far away, I'll make rhythm bop. Oh, do you?
Well, how about that? It just shows what can be done when you have perfect pitch and a keen sense of just intonation. That's the Pythagorean intonation, where you build upon chords and the harmonic series ring. Sounds like it's been put through a vocoder, but it's not the case. It's done authentically with a raw talent. Now, it's inspired a lot of young people to follow suit and not only emulate Mr. Collier, but also fine-tune their ears. It requires a very high level of ear training and ability to refine the deep listening skills and hear things in terms of their tonal blend and harmonic blend. And it's a very special skill. Anyhow, one such person who has skilled up in this area, I'm really pleased to see, is Mr. H, who happens to be a member of my fam, but I won't riff on that too much. But it is very interesting to hear what people are doing and how young people are forging a pathway with music. And I think it was quite an inspiring missions last night. Actually, we had a good old chat, Frank and I, with Henry, and he explained to us his association with the music of Jacob Collier and how he emulates some of those chord progressions and creates his own pastiches. So that forms the basis of our chat, and we talked for quite a while. Then we moved on to the Elgar Concerto, but I'm not sure how long I'll let this ride for, maybe another half an hour to an hour. We'll see. And we'll find a convenient spot to fade at some point. But I'm going to go inside and light the fire and relive what was a great missions last night. This is vk3sl. Now referring to Frank, vk3jr, and myself with Henry, who's actually vk3fact, as he's called as well. Yeah. So, Hen, well, here we go. And
yes, he has. I just joined the meeting. I just got the message.
Okay. So, Henry.
Hello.
Hi there. How are you?
Hello, Henry.
Hello, Frank.
Yeah, hi. How's it going?
Good to talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
How are you going?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
Well, that's great, Hens. It's all working out nicely there. We've got a three-way turf talk here. And,
that's right.
So, yes, we're all set up now.
That sounds quite nostalgic with him being away, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It does, the turf talk phenomenon. But,
that's the one.
Well, thanks for coming up, Hen. And,
Yes.
People might know that Henry and I are related. And Henry's not staying with us at the moment. And but Henry's probably, almost certainly, going to study music next year. And
Brilliant.
French horn.
Yep.
Yes.
And Henry's been really looking into the music of Jacob Collier. And that was sort of going to be our subject. So, Mr. Collier, do you want to tell us about Jacob Collier, Henry? Can you give us a bit of a rundown about him, maybe?
A rundown from top to bottom.
Oh well, I don't know. If you can, just an idea of who he is, what he's doing. I know you've been to the concerts,
well,
yeah.
Yeah, well, he's a musician from London, and he's still quite young. He kind of came into popularity about 6 years ago. He made a bunch of videos on YouTube where he harmonized, arranged popular songs, or usually jazz standards, and he became popular due to his the way that his use of harmony in his arrangements, and it's quite different to most other people, and it's quite genius the way that he uses harmony in his arrangements. And he started with a cappellas, and then he moved on to instruments, and he's quite an amazing musician.
Yeah.
And he's quite inspiring as well.
Sure, definitely. He was inspired by a group called, what was that group called? Take Six?
Take Six. Well, that's one of his inspirations, yeah.
Yeah. So he took, because they are a sort of a close harmony group, weren't they? Or they are. And
they are, yeah.
And he sort of adopted that sort of layered approach. But
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But one of the most remarkable thing about Collier is that he's got perfect pitch, but just an incredible understanding of the vertical qualities of harmonic progression and harmonic rhythm, and just chord extensions and colours in chords, and the way you can sort of derive. Well, it's complex harmonic language using different intonation schemes. And so when he layers a chord, it just rings. It's so in tune, and it sounds so in tune that it's almost sounds like he's using one of those harmonizers.
Harmonizer things, yeah, it really does.
Yeah, what he's quite well known for is for tuning to just intonation, which, if you don't know, the current tuning system we use is called 12-tone equal temperament, and it's basically just where we have the 12 keys, like C, D, E, and then C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, whatever, all those 12 keys, and it's all divided in equally into equal intervals. Each note is the same distance away from the next note, but that's not how notes occur in natural situations.
Yeah, the natural Pythagorean sequence.
Yeah, that's right. So when you play a guitar string, that note will have many harmonics above it. You can't hear them because they're very quiet. But if you put into a frequency analyzer, you'll be able to see that there's actually a whole bunch of notes going above from whatever note you played, and that's the natural harmonic series of that note. And Jacob Collier tunes his chords using that instead of the 12-tone equal temperament that we use these days. So because of that, some notes are slightly out of tune, but they're tuned perfectly to each other. So instead of tuning the chords to the 12-tone equal temperament system that we use, he tunes the chords to themselves. He tunes the chords to notes. Yeah.
That's right.
That's why they ring. There's a certain sort of glow to the sound. When something's absolutely in tune, it just has its. The notes are nested in each other, effectively, aren't they?
Yeah. They go so well together, don't they?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's really good. Henry, can you notch up your level a little bit? You able to do it from your end?
Am I quiet? I can. Yeah.
Yeah, and can you give yourself a tiny bit more trebs? Is that possible?
Is that better?
Yeah, that's okay. That's good. Can you give yourself a bit more treble?
I can only...
Or maybe back off the mic and then turn your level up a bit more, because it's just sounding a little bit woofy.
How about now?
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
That's better.
That's fine. Yeah, because I'm having to just constantly manually adjust your levels. That's all right. So anyhow, Jacob Collier's just got a profound sense of pitch, and he's just so inventive, isn't he, with his use of harmony? I mean, he sort of emboldens jazz harmonies and things.
That's fun and very inspiring, really.
Yeah, totally.
He is, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, one of the tracks we talked about earlier was one of his first tracks, isn't it? The if I can find it here, is it You and I? Is that one of the first ones he recorded?
No, he recorded that pretty recently.
Oh, is it? Okay,
I think it was 2017.
Right. Okay, I'm just trying to see which one. What was the one of the ones that you did a thing with?
I did one.
And it was with him, and he was quite young. He was really young on it.
I did one this morning where I sung the ending chord progression of one of his really early songs. It's called I've Told Every Little Star.
Oh, I've told every star. Okay.
Every little star.
I've told every little star. Yeah, I've got it here.
Every little star, just how much I think you are.
Yeah.
Why haven't I told you?
Yep. That's it. I've got it here. So, look, let's have a listen to this first, and then, Henry, we might just sort of... well done, Frank. That's good.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
You're very welcome. This is the place to do it.
I lose control occasionally.
You're allowed to lose control. There's absolutely no rules here. No rules and regs. We're only validating volume and clarity here. These are just tone tests, Zoom tone tests. So here we go. This is the song I've Told Every Little Star, and it's arranged and performed by Colin. Now, how long ago did he record this, Hens?
I think it was 2012. So he would have been about 19 or 18.
Okay, right. Well, let's have a listen to this song.
Around my age.
Yeah, sure. Let's have a listen.
I've told every little star just how sweet I think you are. Why haven't I told you? I told ripples in a brook made my heart
Yay! How about that? Incredible. Yeah. So that's all just him overdubbed, and
that was that was one of his early ones. So he only had 6 recordings, or 6 or 7 recordings of himself. Like in his more recent acapellas, he always does many different recordings of one note, so it ends up with like 50 tracks. But with this one, he only did one version of each note because it was one of his early ones. So you can hear a lot more of the raw characteristics of his voice in this one. Because,
sure.
It's not all mushed together.
Yeah. So the idea of recording 50 of each one gives that slight imperfection, so you get a bit more of a chorus effect.
I think recording lots of different notes, it kind of smooths out the imperfections in your voice, so it sounds a lot more smooth. That's what I've definitely found.
Okay.
Like I think that's the opposite of what you just said. Like it removes the imperfections, and it kind of, it's like when you listen to a choir, you don't hear the individual person, you just hear a big kind of sound, and everyone's in tune. It's the same principle when you're recording lots of versions of yourself.
Sure.
It's like combining everything into like one big note.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. Yes, I suppose it just gives extra body and complexity to the sounds as well. Yeah, that's what I was trying.
Yeah, and it allows you to like pan it to different ears and give more like texture and all that.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, well, look, I really like to sort of. We've just heard this. Now, you just did your own little project, looking at the last 2 bars. Was it
last couple of bars, like that last progression? I did it this morning because I was a bit bored.
Yeah, sure. No, that sounds good. Well, look, let's listen to your little homage, and it's effectively an emulation of what Jacob Collier has done. Then we can have a chat about how you did it as well. So, listen to this is Henry himself, recorded this morning. Oh, no, it's not working yet. Oh, my God, we couldn't open the media file. It did before. Oh, it's not going to do it. Not yet, but I will persevere, and hopefully we'll have another crack.
You can play it from my end if you want.
It won't be the same though. It won't be the same. I'll try and download it.
Is the audio quality diminished?
Yeah. Oh, it's timeout. Login timeout. It says that's weird.
If I share my screen and then just play it from my end, won't you be able to hear it?
It may or may not work that well. Why would it say login timeout? That's so weird. What I might do.
What are you trying to log into?
Well, I was hoping to look at it on my email because I sent it to myself. Now I've told every little star. Let's try it again here. I've just reloaded the page, and try it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, fantastic. Look, we'll have a little listen to it now. I've got it all squared up. So this is just this is the song we've just heard, the last couple of bars. Henry, it's amazing. It sounds you've done some great work with this. Let's have another listen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. So yes, you used 7 layers? Six layers?
Yeah, there's about most of that was just 6 notes.
Gee, it sounds like more.
Yeah.
It really sounds like more.
The second last chord has 7 notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's just incredible. How long did that take you, Henry?
About an hour, I'd say.
That's amazing.
So
I'm so envious.
walk us through the process. So you used Pro Tools, didn't you?
Yeah, well, basically I just, because there's a lot of arrangements on YouTube, so I'll just go on YouTube and I looked up the arrangement and then I just read off that. I don't arrange it myself or anything. And then I'd sing, I would play like I usually start from the top, but I need to wait
quite a while for my voice to warm up before I can sing the high notes. So
Yeah.
I usually start from the top, but I sing the high notes in just like as high as I can go. But usually it's an octave down from what it'll actually be, and then I'll just work along that, and then.
So do you octave displace them? Do you? Do you not you?
No, I don't. But I just start with an octave down, and then once I finish the arrangement and my voice is all warmed up, I go back and then I re-record the high notes with the actual high notes because I can hit it after I've been singing for like an hour or two.
Yes, I can understand. Yeah, fair enough. So you started sort of mid sort of the main or what?
Yeah, I don't like to start low either because it kind of to hit with the really low notes and the really high notes, it kind of requires a bit of warm up. And
yeah,
I think I'm able to hit low notes fairly easily, but it doesn't have the same kind of the same texture to it.
No.
Do you find it hard to hear your own voice in combination? I mean, because obviously when you...
I think I've gotten better at it.
Yeah,
like when I first started making these, I constantly had to like mute lots of tracks so I didn't get like all confused and stuff. But
yeah.
Now I don't have to, I think.
You've trained your ear so you can hear it, yeah.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
please, Henry. When you're doing this, when you're recording, do you like to have the feedback of your own voice on headphones?
Yeah, I do.
I find it.
Otherwise, I'll find I sing out of tune.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I'm just getting ready to try, nothing like as ambitious as this, but at least recording with. I'm going to use Logic Pro, and I'm. Sort of just seeing how I go and what suits me, and I'm finding that with the headphones, I feel a lot more confident about. I mean, without that feedback, I find it very hard to sing.
Yeah, it'd definitely be a lot harder.
Yeah. I was just interested to know what your experience. I guess that's the common experience, isn't it, of people? Yeah.
Well, what I can do is I can share my screen, and then I can play because what I do, not with this one, but with other ones I've made where they're a lot bigger. I had to split it into multiple sessions because the Pro Tools I have doesn't allow more than 16 tracks. So in order to counter that, I've had to do like a whole session of high notes and then another whole session of low notes and then combine them.
Yeah.
So I can share my screen and then share the audio and then play like the high note versions and the low note versions. You can hear the
okay. I wonder. All right. Well, let's try that. I'm hoping
you've disabled screen sharing.
Oh, how do I do that? What do I do? Tell me. Okay. Share screen says multiple participants can share simultaneously. Yep. There we go. I've just clicked that.
Oh, yep. Okay. I can do it now.
Hopefully you can. Let's have a look and see.
All right, give me a second.
So that means if you share your screen, I can play it live from this computer. The only thing is that it may be compromised, but we'll give it a try.
Yeah, it might be compromised audio, but we'll see.
It might be all right. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, I can see your screen.
So, all right. Let's see. I might have to do this. Okay, I guess I'll start with when I made.
Is this A Quiet Place?
With that one, it's only single track. Maybe with the one I did of his Christmas arrangement, I'll see if I can display that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you want to? Should we play the original first, or I suppose we don't really need to?
No, it's fine. I guess I can. Okay. I think we're gonna find which one it is. I think it's this one. Okay. All right. So this is the original. I mean, this is the whole thing. Can you hear that?
Yeah, yes. It's pretty distorted. Yes, okay. Let's try.
So that's it with everything combined.
Yeah. So that's that's Jacob Collery himself, isn't it?
No, that's me.
Oh, is that you?
Wow, that's a huge sound.
Okay, wow, I didn't realise that. Listen, Hen, before you do that, are you able to, I'm having to, so it's still flat topping, are you able to notch when you play back, you're able to notch your levels down a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'll do my best.
Yeah, just test it again. Can you go back to the other one and just see if we can get that one right? Then we'll know that we'll have a sort of a ballpark to work with.
All right.
it's really interesting, Steve. It's really Rex Zoom to have that level, but it comes out on the radio pretty well.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, that's distorting a fair bit, but I can turn the caller level down. So did you notch your volume back then, did you?
I did, but I'm
so
not sure if
how
it did
far?
anything.
Can you go back a bit further?
Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah. That's even good on Zoom now.
Yeah, that's much better. So what so it's a combination of you keeping that volume level and then me notching it down and then bring it up for when we're talking. So that's fine. That's good. We've got a system. So that was the whole thing. That's from the Christmas
That was
song.
the whole thing. All right. Yeah, and this is the high. This is the high part. Wait, this is the low part. Sorry. So that's all the low notes of that chord.
Yeah, wow.
Right, okay.
Progression, and then this is the high notes. So then I combine that and I do a bit of tweaking with the audio levels. And, yeah.
Okay, let's put it all back together. Let's hear it all together again after hearing them in isolation.
This is a test transmission from vk3sl.
I think,
That's just as good as Jacob.
Yeah, I don't know. If you heard his original, you would.
It's just. I don't think I could pick it. It's terrific.
It sounds great. It's I'm fascinated with the way you are able to combine them and get the chords to still to ring. Because you'd think that I'd have phase shift problems and pitch. I just wouldn't be able to hold the pitch.
Yeah, I've had those problems. I actually, with some of them I have to hold a really high note and I can't do that. So I do a bit of witchcraft where I just kind of phase stuff together so it sounds like it's longer than it actually is.
So you make a shorter note and then just you just repeat it and.
But I don't just repeat it because it's really obvious. So I'll sing like multiple short notes and then combine those and then fade it together so it sounds natural.
Oh yes,
it works very well.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to make it as smooth as I can.
Yeah. That's fascinating.
Well, so I wouldn't have known that you'd done anything like that. It just sounds like a continuous note to me.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to notice. If you heard it on its own, you probably could, but.
Oh yeah, well with
the other notes, it'd be very hard.
so many other voices, it just blends in.
Yeah.
Didn't Jacob Cotty get his sister to sing that one note in Blue Moon?
Oh yeah, Moon River. Yeah, the really high C.
There's a really high note in Moon River, and it's.
I think it's like I think it's that.
Yeah, not many people. Not an easy one for a male to sing. So I think he got his sister to.
Well, no, it's not.
So that's great, Hen.
I'll try.
Yeah, play another one now.
Okay, so this is I did one of the ending of his song "You and I," which is I really like that arrangement. So this is the whole thing. So that's the original.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then this is the high notes without all the low stuff. Yeah. I think, to be honest,
fantastic.
I think the high notes sounds a lot nicer than the low notes, and I think it's just due to my experience with all the levels.
Yeah, sure.
The low notes sound very mushy.
Yeah, that's fine. And also conditions. I mean, you're working in a lounge room with it's a condenser mic, but it's not as though you've got a proper recording booth to make these recordings.
Yeah. Sounded pretty darn good to me.
Yeah, Henry, can you just play them both again after hearing the light? Can you hear? I don't think we listened to the low one, did we?
Oh yeah.
Let's play. We just heard the high notes.
Which one that one is? I think it's this one. Okay, that's not it. Give me a second. Okay, I don't actually think I have one of the low versions.
Oh, okay, that's all right. That's fine.
What I did was I recorded the low notes and then just put the high notes into that one, so there's no separate file.
You don't keep a separate.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I've told. What's it called?
No, that's You and I.
You and I.
Oh, You and I. Sorry. Yes. I've got another version. Just before we move on, I'll play the version I've got here of it because it'll probably sound even better. So there we go. Now, it'd be nice to sort of listen to the song, where it comes from, so we could sort of hear it a little bit in context.
I can play it because I know exactly the area.
Yeah, I think I uploaded it before. Yeah, I've got You and I here. I've got the song here.
Shall I tell you the amount of minutes to go to because it's a specific part of the song?
Yeah. I'll go a bit ahead of it so we can get some context and get it in line.
Okay, so go to like 350.
350? Yeah, all right, I'll do that. Yeah, and we'll just listen to the last minute or so of the song.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just fade it in. Yeah, this is easy. I can do this. It's about 342. That'll do. I'll just fade in. Pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah,
it is. I think Henry's version is, to me, just about indistinguishable from Jacob. If you asked me which was which and just played them to me blind, I don't know whether I could tell.
Yeah, well, it's impressive. Yeah, you've done a great job emulating. It's
extremely impressive.
It's a great way to learn and to copy things exactly and to just look at the whole approach and the ideas behind it and the techniques and, as you say, you were mentioning before that that you've gradually can introduce more voices into the headphones, and so you're developing greater oral prowess, I suppose.
Yeah,
which is good. So you got another one there as well?
I made one this evening actually.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think I did send it to you earlier.
Is that I've told every little? No.
No, it's called "Hymn of the Faith."
Yeah,
it's not
you
by
did.
Jacob Collier. It's like a choral piece.
Yes, I've got it here.
It's from a video game, actually.
Yeah.
My friend recommended it to me, and I just decided to see if I could sing it.
Yes, I've got it here somewhere because you did mention it, and I did upload it. So I'm just looking.
And it was a lot easier than Jacob Collier because there wasn't all these really crazy and weird like voicings of like in like dissonance and stuff. It was easier.
For sure, absolutely. Yeah. Now I've got one here of that, but it's 30 minutes long. So is that? Can I use that one? Here's a shorter one here, 45 seconds.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, let's have a listen. Okay, there we go. That was Final Fantasy, Hymn of the Faith by Spira. Now, Henry, we'll hear your version of that. I'll play the 5 version, the one you sent me, and then you might have some deconstructed. So we're just listening to the last.
I did all this in one session.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Very good. All right, let's have a listen to this now.
Horrific.
Yeah, that sounded extraordinary. How did you get those high notes, Henry?
Yeah.
I just found after a couple of hours of singing that I could hit them. I didn't even know I could hit those, but I was able to.
Wow.
Henry, you've obviously got perfect pitch.
No, I don't.
Do you not? I don't know how you can do it without perfect.
I do use a piano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I use a piano to help speak.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you've really developed your
I
relative
think the high
pitch.
note was an A.
But you've still got to get your
high note.
Yeah, but you've still got to get your relativities right.
Yeah, I think I have a decent ear, but I don't have perfect pitch. It just helps to understand the intervals and just to be able to tell when something's out of tune relative to something else. But
sure.
That helps a lot with singing, but I don't have any perfect pitch or anything.
Okay.
No, it's
that's incredible. You must have a wonderful ear.
He gets it after his mother. He certainly doesn't get it after me.
Oh, come on.
I always struggle with pitch, but no, that's it's fascinating. Just to get an idea of how you sort of build them up and the technology side of it as well. But I think once you get Logic Pro down the track, it'll probably revolutionise things. You'll have the full Collier scope.
Yeah.
Lots of RAM. Did you put much reverb in? We could definitely hear reverb in that.
Oh yeah, I put a lot of reverb in because the original had lots of reverb. I think it was recording like a church.
Yeah, sure.
I put lots of reverb to reverb like that.
Yeah, that sounded particularly good. That one, it really did.
Oh, yeah.
It really
my
rang.
best one.
Yeah, I think it is. It's good. So you just did that tonight.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, well, keep up the good work. It's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
It's great to hear. We're going to run out, unfortunately. We've got this 40-minute time limit, and I'm getting the flashing screen.
If I check out and then check back in again, will that reset the clock?
No, I don't think it will.
No, okay.
Or Henry, have you got a take on this?
Just host it.
I don't know. You could, or Henry, could you host it?
I could, but I don't really want to stay up too.
No, look, we'll probably move on to our next sequence, and we can just come back and do this again another time with some more next time.
Oh yes, please. Yeah,
that'd be.
I'd love to hear anything else that you do, Henry, along these lines.
Yeah, I'll keep doing it. I really enjoy doing this.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
I just get lost in doing it. Like I swear, I start and then I look at the clock and 2 hours have passed. I'm just like,
I know. But you're getting such wonderful results. It's just incredible.
It's pretty fun.
No, it's good. Yeah, good on your hands. It's sounding remarkable, really.
Do you think you'd be far off from doing something from scratch yourself?
I don't think so. Like I guess another reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to gain a better understanding of harmony and just being able to. Because I guess the way to learn is by emulating people who
you've certainly come to the right place. Come to the right place, emulating him, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'll be able to recreate anything that's close to what he can do. But yeah, but I mean, I have somewhat an average understanding of harmony. So maybe once I've gotten a bit better at just seeing and being able to work with Pro Tools, the DAW I'm using, then maybe I'll start thinking about arranging or just creating my own like original compositions and stuff. But yeah,
I mean, what I'm thinking about doing myself, I'd love to be able to do this sort of stuff, and I know I never could do this because I don't have the skill. No, but
like,
what
takes practice.
What I think I possibly can do is just some of my own ideas, but far simpler, and maybe to start off with, say 2 or 3 or 4 part harmony.
Oh yeah,
and see how that goes. And I think I'd use more instruments. Because,
yeah, definitely. I think a big part of it is just being just knowing how to implement your ideas. Like, I have a lot of musical ideas, but especially with like the programs I use, I just don't know how to like implement them. And I don't know, and like if you don't know how to do that, then it's all like, you just can't do anything. So I guess another part of doing this is that I'm just learning how to use these programs, and I'm becoming more fluent with it. And like the first time I made one of these, like I spent like hours doing something that takes me half an hour now, because now I'm very efficient and quick in doing stuff.
I've heard that Logic Pro. I've heard that Logic Pro, once you know it, Logic Pro lends itself to working efficiently.
Yeah, Logic Pro is probably the best one for this kind of thing, I reckon. Yeah,
certainly the best for me, because it works with. It's got some stuff to help blind people in there. Talking
that
stuff.
That certainly would be helpful.
So it's really it's just about the only one that would give me any sort of chance of doing anything very much. Yeah, I think. Oh. But like you, I'm starting even way behind you, because I've just got a very basic understanding of harmony. I did 5th grade theory.
Start somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
I've only learned harmony from watching videos of people talk about it. I haven't really, like in music class at school, we don't learn much at all in terms of harmony.
You don't do theory. What?
We do theory, but it's very basic theory.
Mine was
nothing. Yeah.
I did mine a long time ago.
I'd say like 90% of the music theory I've learned is outside of class.
Oh, really?
My own.
Yeah, there's some wonderful oral training apps and things as well that you can use to build those skills. We're going to lose. We're going to lose the core in a few.
Yeah, we got 1 minute.
Okay,
we've got less than a minute. So,
great session, Henry. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'll leave it to you now, Steve.
Okay, well, thanks, Henry. Thanks so much. We'll look forward to hearing more. If you want to just drop out, and if we lose the call, Frank, I'll have to send you another invite. So,
Okay, then.
Yeah, cheers.
Okay, Steve.
Yeah, thank you. Yep.
Good night, Henry. All the best.
Yep. Yeah, thanks, Henry.
Yep, you too. See you.
Bye.
See you.
Okay, now we're back on, and we'll see if we've got. It still says less than a minute, so we might lose our call.
Well, if we drop out, you'll have to send me another link, will you?
Yes, I will, but it might take a little bit of time, so it's okay. We'll let this.
We'll just put some music on and send me a link.
Yeah, definitely, I can do that. But it says.
What a wonderful session, Steve.
Oh, it was good. It was really interesting. It's all new to me as well.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, we've just lost Frank. We need to set up another meeting on Zoom because we have the timeout feature. So what I'll do is, while I'm doing that, I can find some more Jacob Collier. Moon River is one of his most celebrated pieces. He won a Grammy for this, I think, Moon River. So I'll look it up and we'll put this on, then I'll just go through the motions of setting up another meeting with Frank. Moon River by Jacob Collier. And he has multiple tracks in this. It's amazing. Moon River. So there we go. And I'll just set that up. In multiple tracks. I think he's got over 100 tracks. It's something extraordinary. Like, incredible. And he's got the input of other people as well. But this is his magnum opus. So we'll have a listen to Moon River, and then I'll sort things out about reinvigorating the call. vk3sl test missions on 160 metres and also on 2 metres.
is a test transmission from vk3sl.
Someday, oh dream maker, you heartbreak. Don't be such a heartbreak. Wherever you're going, going your way. I'm going to drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. The same roses waiting round bed, my huckleberry friend. Crossing you in stars someday, dream make your drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of
This is a test transmission from vk3sl.